What did Darth Vader do right after the Empire Strikes Back? After failing to turn his son Luke to the dark side, what did Darth Vader do? Lucky for us, we have an answer. In the 2020 Vader comic series, it picks right off where we left Vader in the Empire Strikes Back. After watching the Millennium Falcon blast off into hyperspace, Vader's plans to turn his son to the dark side are now gone, at least for now, as Vader stands in silence. Vader then assembles a squad of Death Troopers and a data analysis droid named Z-67 as they prepare to depart on an undisclosed mission, where Masa Amida makes contact and learns the Millennium Falcon has escaped. Just as Admiral Piet tries to get a hold of Vader, they see Vader's shuttle blast off. Admiral Piet tells Masa Amida that Vader's not available, where the Emperor is amused by Vader's sudden outburst of defiance. Vader reprograms Zed that if the droid speaks of anything it sees on this mission, Zed will self-destruct. Then, Zed asks Vader about their mission. Vader tells Zed he wants to track down everyone who hid Luke Skywalker from him, where Zed has the perfect place for them to begin their search. As they arrive on Vader's home planet of Tatooine, they head to the home of Cliegg Lars, the place Luke grew up. While Zed starts yapping, Vader's lost in thought, and is met with a wave of memories of his mother, memories of when he was still Anakin Skywalker. Zed says in a recording Shmi Skywalker was killed by Tusken Raiders, where Vader remembers what he did to them in an act of revenge. Vader becomes enraged at how these people made Luke weak, where Zed says he found the remains of Cliegg Lars and Shmi Skywalker below. Vader remembers how he wasn't strong enough to save his mother, and the promise he made to not fail again. Next, Vader arrives on Coruscant, where he heads to Padme's apartment, a place that he knew quite well, where he uses the Force to force his way in. Zed asks Vader why they're here, and Vader tells him that Padme is Luke's mother, where Zed says it makes sense because a Jedi named Anakin Skywalker would visit her often, saying they must have gotten pretty friendly. Vader says that only her most trusted allies knew she was pregnant, and asks if they brought her here or did they leave a trace. Zed informs Vader that perhaps she did return, or someone who came here after her death looking for something. Zed finds a transmitter and checks to see who it's reporting to, where it leads to the planet of Vendaxa. As they arrive, Vader is met with something unexpected, a woman who looks exactly like Padme. Zed informs Vader that she looks very similar to Padme, and would be around the same age as her if she was still alive, where she asks who they are, and just as Zed begins to introduce them, the woman begins blasting at Vader, who deflects the blaster bolts with ease, asking who she is. She tells him she's Padme Amidala, where Vader begins to force choke her. As Vader lets her go, it brings back bad memories for him, when suddenly, he's grabbed as the woman makes a break for it. Vader fights off the land squid and catches up to the woman. Vader asks once again who she is, and she says she's angry, where Vader concludes that she's one of the Queen's Shadows, a handmaiden from Naboo. Zed confirms her name is Sabé, and Vader asks what she was doing in Padme's apartment after her death, where Sabé believes the Emperor killed Padme. Vader tells Sabé that whoever hid Padme betrayed the Empire. Sabé says that Padme stood with the Jedi and she would have never sided with the Empire, where Vader says no, she's wrong, and if Padme lived, she would have stood with the Empire. Sabé asks Vader if he thinks the people who hid Padme killed her, and Vader tells her she wants revenge and to let fear guide her, where suddenly, they're attacked and have to fight together to fend off the land squids. After the battle, Vader says they should leave, where Sabé wants to wait and bury the dead, where Vader grants her wish. She says they were good men who walk with her at Padme's funeral. As they blast off, Sabé says after she broke into Padme's quarters, she took the security recording and has it on Naboo. As they arrive on Naboo, Vader's lost in thought, as he reminisces about the time he spent on Naboo with Padme, where they fell in love together, where Sabé tells them they're heading to the lake's retreat. As they arrive, they're suddenly attacked, where Sabé tells Vader to stop, and it's a mistake, as they're her allies. Vader wants to kill them for attacking him, but Sabé says they need their help to decipher their recordings. Typho, who we saw in the prequels, says that they suspected Padme was murdered. Vader asks Typho when the last time he saw Padme was, and he says before she left for Mustafar, saying he regrets ever letting her go. As they depart in an old sub, they tell Vader that right after Padme became a senator, she went to Tatooine to go free Anakin's mother who was left there. But Anakin's mother vanished long before they arrived, and it was one of their biggest regrets not being able to save her, when suddenly, they're attacked by a Colo Claw, where Vader begins to fight it and they retreat to a Gungan complex. As they arrive, they see a mural of the victory over the Trade Federation that happened in the Phantom Menace, where Sabé says that even as a child, Anakin served their queen, as they mourn both their losses. Vader becomes enraged and destroys the mural, threatening the group, saying the guards and handmaidens are trained in deception, and they will not bargain with him. Toner gives the hidden recordings to Zed as he deciphers it. In the recording, we see a much younger Sabé where she and a group of guards and handmaids maidens call themselves the Amidalans, as they swear to get revenge on whoever murdered their queen. They finally confront Vader, saying they believe Vader killed Anakin and Padme, or Vader confirms that he did, as the Amidalans unleash their plan to kill Vader. As an Aqua monster attacks, the battle begins as the Amidalans make a run for it. Zed congratulates Vader for being the first person to have killed a Sando Aqua monster. Vader heads back to Naboo, where he's met with the Amidalan forces, with some familiar faces he once knew. As he tears through them, he journeys to Padme's tomb, where he's met with the Queen's shadow. Vader gives them the option to run if they want to live. They decline Vader's generous offer as they attack him instantly. The Queen's shadows bring back memories of Padme, but eventually he has enough of this fight and force chokes all of them as he heads into the tomb. Vader is now at the tomb of his wife. Sabé begs him not to desecrate her tomb, but Vader starts to open Padme's casket but stops, as he can't bear to look at his wife's remains. Instead, Zed scans her remains, saying he found a traceable implant leading to Polis Massa. As one of the Death Troopers tries to kill Sabé, Vader stops him and tells Sabé to have all of her friends meet him there. On Polis Massa, the medical bay is damaged but not destroyed. Zed searches the data on arriving ships and sees a Naboo J-type starfighter flown by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just hearing that name enrages Vader when suddenly, the Amidalan's fleet arrives, where Vader and his squad take them all out in this epic battle. After the fight, Vader and Zed reach the medical bay, where Zed says it's destroyed and he can't do anything about it, but he's able to tap into the memory banks of a medical droid, where Vader and Zed see Padme, where she says the name Obi-Wan Kenobi one more time. Zed comments saying Obi-Wan must have been very important to her, and because of that comment, Vader snaps and cuts Zed in half, as Vader watches Padme's final words. "I know. There's good in him. I know there still is." After his mission, Vader returns to Coruscant to talk with the Emperor, where Palpatine asks Vader if he's done with his business, saying he's very disappointed in Vader. Palpatine says that a Sith knows fear leads to anger, and anger leads to hate, and hate leads to strength, but Vader needs to start all over again with fear. As the Emperor blasts Vader with Force Lightning, Vader asks why he's attacking him. Mas Amedda tells Vader he was sent to turn Luke to the dark side, but instead he went on his own personal mission and is labeled as a traitor. Vader is attacked by the Emperor's royal guard, where Palpatine takes Vader's lightsaber from him, where Vader has enough and force chokes the guards and Mas Amedda, where Palpatine begins to force choke Vader. The Emperor gave him strength, but now his weakness has returned. As Vader tells the Emperor he lied about Padme's death, Palpatine tells Vader that this is the problem, as he destroys Vader's cybernetics and tells him to forget everything, and Vader must regain his former self or he'll die. Palpatine brings Vader to the lava river on Mustafar, where this was the last time he was broken. Palpatine tells Vader he needs to rebuild himself and use his own strength, not the Emperor's, where he leaves Vader on Mustafar just as Obi-Wan did. Mas Amedda warns the Emperor that Vader will try to kill him now, and Palpatine says he turned Vader's pain into fear and his fear into anger, but he learned and forgot these lessons before. But let me know your thoughts on this Vader comic. But speaking of Vader comics, I made a video about what Vader did right after Revenge of the Sith if you want to check that one out. It should be on your screen now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.